Hello?
Hey, it's Anna. Sorry, I couldn't pick up the phone earlier.
That's fine. And I mean, you just got to understand my position of the after me and you trying to knock each other's head off the other night, and I'll be the bigger one to apologize first for that right away.
Well, I mean, we can move on. I didn't approach it very well myself, so I apologize from my end.
I understand that. I mean, so what part of Florida do you live in?
I'm in Tampa.
Okay, that's cool. I have a lot of my aunt is a retired senator from that state, and our two best friends. One is a hostage negotiator with the Pinellas Park. I think it's Pinellas Park or Pinellas County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, okay.
And one of our other friends is a hostage negotiator with the FBI, and
good.
In that part. Yeah, and I always tell them when they come from Mardi Gras and they get drunk, I'm like, thank God that you are not negotiating my release.
Exactly.
But they party pretty hard, and they grew up with Ann here too. But like I say, after this evening, my goal is to try to get them girls somewhere to Riley's been to the ER twice with her health because of her ankles. Because so much. The guy was a real a-hole at the complex and just told him, get your shit and get out.
Oh, yeah, that Peterson?
No, you're close. I'm not sure. It is a foreign name. I'm not sure. Not Peterson, but
something like
that. Pico or Payo or something. And Riley's convinced that he wanted the contents of the apartment because she said that she still finds it interesting, as social as John was, that 10 days went by and nobody bothered to. It wasn't until Keith, which was growing up John's very best right-hand man. As a matter of fact, from what I gather, there's about 60% of the poetry that is written by John is credited to Keith. That Keith made a point to get with the police department because the apartment manager wouldn't open the door.
Wow.
So it took Keith making a call to Dennis and them, the detective and all, and opening the door to find the poor man deceased.
Wow. Oh, that's
10 days later.
That's insane.
And no one can understand, because Ann said that there's just so much ganja that's going around there that she was like, somebody had to know what happened.
Right, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And then I can't figure out. You have a really nice Florida accent, by the way, so it's nice talking to you when you're not being really.
Thanks.
What about, why would they require the ID from Ann when John had been living in these apartments for so long? Why couldn't the door have been opened and somebody ID this gentleman?
Right.
And not have to go through what Ann's gone through, man.
Right. Yeah.
This has cost my family what very little bit we have and she's not minded doing it, but it's...
Yeah,
no one understands why there couldn't have been a positive ID made in any other way, shape, or form.
So she made the positive ID?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She had to go in there into the coroner's office and ID his body?
Yes.
Well, that must have been hard for her. She did it by...
What I gather, at the same time when you were hollering at me about the grandparents' ashes, I think that the grandparents' ashes were I don't think they were not in the apartment. I think they were the property of the L.A. County coroner.
Yeah,
Dennis she made that positive ID, they were released.
Oh, okay.
And so she had to tote that 50-pound box all over L.A. with her because she didn't know about the proper bus routes and the shortcuts.
Right,
right. We we live on 7 acres out here in the country, man.
Yeah, it's
We're
way different in
not
LA.
dumb folks. We're educated, but we're just definitely not up to the understanding the city transit systems.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really confusing. I can definitely see that. So I'm sorry, but just because he is my dad and I just kind of want to hear the story, even though it's so morbid, she had to go in and actually look at his face and identify him?
Yes. And one of his characteristics, supposedly, from what I gather, and I wasn't there, so I'm not an eyewitness,
right,
was when he was here, I made jokes about him having Popeye calves.
Popeye calves?
You know how Popeye had the big forearms?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I made a joke about him having Popeye calves. I said, man, you look like you climb mountains every day of your life.
Huh.
And part of the help in that process was the fact that his calves were just like deformed. They were so well built because he walked everywhere.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And so, yeah, and then, I mean, thank God I never died in California, because if I was talking to you right now and had a heart attack, Anna, and you were to call and say, hey, I think I'm talking to I was on the phone with the guy that died, I think.
Right, they would never come and check on you.
Yeah, where I am, the cops would be here in 5 minutes. And they would grab any neighbor that's in my neighbor, say, is this him? Yeah, that's him. The county coroner would be out there issuing a time of death, and then I'd have a death certificate.
Right.
I mean, wham, bam.
Right. I know, this is crazy. I just don't know.
What bothers me is it seems like there are a few people, and the more I get to talk to you, my spidey senses are calming down a little.
Oh, that's good.
I never was mad at you. I never did dislike you. Mm-hmm. I understood your point. But it seems like there's a couple of people involved in this equation that know a little bit more than they're playing. And it seems that flash drive seems to be a major point of interest.
Yeah.
One of them.
I mean, as far as I knew, the only thing that would be on that would be his poems. But, you know, it's possible that there's more on there. It's very possible.
The one person that I talked to last night, and as we progress farther and things get more legal, I'll release names to you. It was a she. Mm-hmm. She said, was there a flash drive on the back of the computer? And I said, yes, there was. And I tested the water. Well, what did you do with it? I said, well, we just threw it in a box with the rest of the stuff and donated it. She about shit.
Oh, wow.
Well, I didn't do that. I wasn't there.
Right.
And I said, well, wait. Well, what computer are you talking about? You know, blah, blah, blah. Then I start to circle back around. And I said, well, what was on it? And I'm an older gentleman. I know people. My first job in life was a carny at a state fair guessing your age, weight, and height.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A son tells me that I'm one of the best people. One of my gifts in life is I can tell when a woman becomes pregnant. I believe that I can see when the soul enters into her body. And I have actually walked up to several girls that were super hot young ladies and congratulated them on being pregnant and had myself pop right in the jaw. Uh-huh. And then to see them several months later and have them apologize to me that they were pregnant.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I know people. And when there was much more to her concern over, quote, some unpublished poetic work, because there was so much of a collection of poetry that Anne got with the Santa Monica Poet Society, the library, and had them come out and donated everything she could that wasn't John's work so that it just wouldn't go into a dumpster.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's really important. My dad, you know, he would have appreciated that.
I mean, every step she's taken forward, Anna, has been what she would have wanted for someone to do for her.
Right.
And it hurts her the most right now that the few people that have seemed to push her out there are the ones that care. They're listed in the will. Factually, they're in the will. And once this, what's going to be funny, and I don't know how your friends have been in life, but I've done taxes for years, and I'll give you a scenario. I've had a friend who's a good old country boy that worked all year that might not get back much money, and I say, hey man, you know any girls that are on disability with some children? Oh yeah, bro. I got a couple of them I'm nailing, man. They got a couple of little kids that old daddy ran off. I said, well, ask him if you can claim the children. He'll call back. Oh yeah, man. That's what I can claim them. I said, okay, well you're gonna get back $5,400. What?
Wow.
I thought I was getting back 200. I said, but I want 10% of it for hooking you up. Oh man, you mean that's only $548, and you're gonna give me $5,000? That ain't no problem. You know what? I ain't never seen money from nobody.
Oh my God.
And I've done that 100 times. So, moral to the story is, I believe that it's going to be the same situation with Anne. Is that when the few people that whatever money they receive, they're just going to. And I told them, I said, don't take it wrong. I said, come on, Lovey. Come on, my dog.
Huh.
I said, yeah, her name's Lovey. She's crazy. But I told them, if I find out that y'all received a big chunk of change and you send my wife a thank you card in the mail, I will come and find you and I will beat your ass.
Right.
Only because if she didn't go through and struggle the way she has, y'all's friend would be a John Doe in some crematorium in the state of California would be pimping his assets. So, and Riley's like, Clay, I don't care if I don't get nothing. You know, I mean, him coming all the way here and seeing her, calling her his daughter, and the connection between Cambridge University. Keysler is where him and Riley's mother hung out. Also, you know, Cambridge, Massachusetts, there's a lot of activity that went on between Riley's mom and him at that time up in that part of the country, too.
Right.
Several interactions in her life where those two have made a point to get together. And now some of the pieces are coming together for her of why.
Right.
So, you know, I can assure you at this point in time that any type of possessions, what Raleigh's trying to do right now is find a place to sleep tonight in the U-Haul. It has to go back tomorrow.
Okay.
Then I am trying to get her to UPS with what little bit of money she's been able to generate to pack the belongings that are left that are like he evidently y'all's dad really liked Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah, he sure did.
And there is a monumental amount of stuff that has his autograph on it that not one piece of that has been liquidated.
Okay, that's good to know.
There was some Blanco Glass, which is a glass company from West Virginia that is very rare, that I spent a lot of time talking with some of the foremost authorities in the country. Not one single piece of that has been liquidated.
That's good. Good to know.
I mean, Anna, you're not dealing with a girl that just ran out there trying to grab a meaty piece of sausage and tear the meat off and leave a bone for somebody. You're not dealing with that.
Well, yeah, it's never, we didn't pursue this because of any amount of money. As far as I knew, he had no money. This was just, you know, I called the coroner's office to see about having my father shipped home so that I can...
And the question is, with all, according to L.A., and I can't remember her name, it was Caitlin or Caroline, it was a black girl. We probably talked to the same lady, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
and
been
property.
So many names. Um, why did nobody never notify you? Why couldn't you have been, and not to be mean, why couldn't you have your little tiny butt out there doing what Ann's doing?
That's exactly,
what was the failure
that
of
was
communication?
Right. And I'm clearly, I'm stated everywhere that I'm his daughter, so I don't understand why I wasn't notified. It's a very big oversight on the part of the coroner's office.
And it's important for you to close your eyes and think, that I don't know if you're religious. I'm not religious. I believe in God, but thank God that Ann was the person that went out there to do what she did, because she did it to help the spirit of a man be put to rest, and that's why she did it.
Right.
Period. That was her only reason. She has struggled like you would believe.
Right. Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm glad.
I mean, unfortunately, the guy had a porn collection that she said had like 5,000 pieces of porn, and my poor girlfriend is as anti-porn as they come.
Huh. Wow.
I tried to talk her into making movies 100 times. She's like, you know what, you little son of a bitch? Oh, yeah. And not to get personal, but the point being, she told me, he's passed away. That smut don't belong to no daughter or no member of a family deserves that collection, because that collection should have never been had. She's a high roller in that aspect. I mean, I don't think you would want to receive in the mail 5,000 DVDs, DVDs, and VHSs of porn flicks. I mean, you might. I don't know.
No, I'm definitely not interested in dear old dad's
exactly.
porn.
So that was some of the stuff that was let go by the wayside. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, that's...
So when that type of stuff. The pipes. Mm-hmm. Hundreds of pipes. Yeah. I called every local head shop, Anna, in Santa Monica. I have a friend that's involved in the movement in Colorado. Nothing could be done with it.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
she couldn't even donate it. She couldn't even donate the pipes to a local group.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So she simply, as an old hippie, she balled her eyes out and put it in a put it in a trash bag and simply just backed a U-Haul over it back and forth continually and threw it in the trash.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's probably not much else to be done.
What else can you do?
Right.
We exhausted every avenue on every single way. But there is a will. There is some money. I don't know. The executor, the way that I think the paperwork works right now is Ann is now considered legally, in the eyes of the state of California, the executor of the estate. Now, with that being said, she keeps saying that any will should trump anything. She just wants, and she thinks what's happening is these few people are sitting back just waiting on their damn money.
Right.
And it's bothering her because...
Yeah, it's bothering me too. Yeah, it's definitely bothering me too. Who are these people?
And you're saying that you say you can help get home.
Yeah.
I mean, Anna, to what extent, if I was to say to you tomorrow, you said you have friends in shipping, what if I was to say to you tomorrow, okay, I'm going to pay to ship the Dale Earnhardt stuff, the Blanco stuff, there's a lot of family photos, pictures, y'all's grandmother's Bible. There were a lot of stuff that Ann had made sure was safe. Okay, what little bit of money they have from the generation, they made a little bit of money on the porn stuff, like $85 or $90 taken into the damn local porn shop in Santa Monica.
Right.
That's where the money's come from. The money's not come from taking your dad's stuff and selling it and her making money. Is that she's going to ship it here. When it comes to your physical involvement in being able, an airline would be a daydream, but I think at this point in time, the girls would be content with riding a damn Greyhound bus.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Let me,
dig around, do some looking. We're not that far from each other. From where we live to use probably 6-7 hours. I would have a damn single problem meeting you in Pensacola or Destin somewhere.
Okay.
Letting you giving you a big old virtual slap on the jaw, and then you give me a big old virtual punch in the mouth, and then a hug on each other, and say, okay, cool.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm on your side.
I think that that's how we need to move forward, is definitely work together. We can get her home. We can get his property sent. Let me get...
I would love for you to sit down and take a look at all the property and anything. Now, the only thing that's going to help us all is if some will pops up out of the woodwork. They
Right.
keep saying it changes the whole game.
Right. And who are they again?
They are two best friends, Keith and Bill. I don't know their last names. The girl, she threatened me with legal repercussions, so that was one of his wife's best friends. I can't reveal her name because after talking to you and after calling my friends at the FBI, after talking to you, because you had your guys in the background yelling, which I wish I could have recorded you because you kind of sounded kind of sexy. You messed with the wrong daddy's little girl. I mean,
Yeah.
But I understand. So you've got to understand I'm cautious.
Right. No, I can understand that.
But I don't know their names. But I do know that when John came here 2 years ago and stayed for like 13 days, 4 days with me, he wanted to be with me. I took him to the old Aspen's house in New Orleans. He wanted to go to the oldest bar in New Orleans, which was like in 1708. I made him get on a buggy and a carriage with a horse-drawn buggy on full moon night. I took him down into the deep quarter. I mean, I really showed him some stuff.
Right. That's awesome. I'm sure he had a good time. That was 2 years ago?
I want to say 2, it might have been 3.
Yeah.
As the Van Halen song says, time's moving faster and my memory's getting shorter.
I know
but
that.
I'm pretty close. It was within 2 or 3 years. I mean, I can dig back and see exactly when it was. I think it was right after he had the interaction with the overstaying his visit with his visa in Ontario, or something really bad happened right then.
Right. Yeah.
And some freaking sharp lawyer, Riley said she had found something, $43,000 freaking either it was a return check, a deposit, or a receipt for this legal fees that were either performed, refunded, or not done. She wasn't even sure. She didn't care. She was just, everything that looked important paperwork, she was just throwing in bags to get, to have for her own personal protection. You know what I mean? No mail was done away with, shredded. I mean, so when it comes to packing, like for example, there was a letter she found from an aunt to John requesting the quilts and the Blanco glass make it to her if John died. And it was dated in the mid-'80s. Okay?
Right.
Now, I showed photos of the glass that John had to, she's the foremost authority of Blanco glass in America. I showed her photos of the glass. She could only identify one piece of glass out of 42 pieces of glass in that collection that were pre-1990.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's stickers and there's blower marks and there's traits. So she felt that because the aunt's deceased now too.
Right.
And the grandmother, the collector felt that quite possibly John had delivered on his promise in getting the glass to the aunt.
Okay.
There was only one piece of glass that was predated. It was the 1940s. It was a lamp.
Okay, yeah. I've seen, yeah.
And it was a chocolate-colored lamp. The reason why it had value was it had a fennel on top, which if you don't know what that is, then I'm not trying to insult you, but it's on a lampshade. When you put a lampshade on, it's a little piece that screws down to hold the lampshade in place.
Right, right.
Usually those are broken, and she said that because that lamp had that fennel, that it dramatically increased the value of the lamp. And so all of that stuff was coming home to Mississippi and being put aside until any type of will was found before anything of any value was liquidated, Anna.
Right.
And that's something that's really important for me that I want you to understand is that if Ann went out there and just took the offers that people gave her, because my friend that went with her is ready to get the fuck away from Ann, which is funny, y'all are both Ann.
Yeah.
Because the friend would have taken all the offers that were given.
Right, right.
And Ann is like, no, I'm not. And my other friend said, well, we would have been home.
Right.
And now as the dust is settling, for example, the lady that is the expert on the Blanco glass, and you can Google it, Blenko, also said the true value of the Dale Earnhardt stuff is in West Virginia, where she's at.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where he's at. So that'll be something that y'all can hash out.
Right.
You know, do you want a little car on your shelf from your dad, or do you want that stuff to go into museums and collectors and have the cash for that? You know, that's between y'all.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll have to get
My point
together.
was just getting it home and getting it into the hands for the man to take the time to pack it and tote it and carry it and love it and caress it and have it and die with it all in his house. Ann's point was there's no way under God's earth am I letting some dumbass just grab it.
Yeah, that's really awesome. What is her? She's there with a friend right now. It's a female. It's a girl.
She's with a friend, but they're living out of a U-Haul.
Okay.
They've got no way to do nothing. I mean, they're eating crackers and they're freaking, and see the story that they've got from you about you. I mean, we'll be honest, you spent tons of time in the penitentiary for drugs.
Oh, wait.
You were a no good piece of shit.
Who said that?
This is the information they've got from friends of your dad's.
That's interesting.
Now listen, please, once again, it's not a judgment. Anne found letters that she did keep where evidently your mom, somewhere along the lines, had sent a letter to John requesting that you relinquish all parental rights to you for you to be adopted by somebody. And she's got all that paperwork with her.
Okay, that is really good news, because I need that paperwork. I've been looking for it for 33 years.
Unsigned. Now, it's all unsigned. No one ever signed anything.
Okay, that's good to know. He told me that he never signed it, that he refused to sign it, and they...
Right.
So that's good to know. So he never gave up his rights on me.
Can I stop recording you now?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Do you mind if I just keep... Yeah, I didn't realize we had spoke about it earlier, and I just...
Well, I know, but I stopped recording you, so you're still recording me?
Yeah, but we'll end it now.
Well, no, what I'm saying, though, is I'm going to ask you, before you end it, I do not expect anything that I share with you to be held against me in any type of legal manner, because it's been from a heart-to-heart type of conversation, Anna.
Right.
It's not been...
No, this is just so that when I look back, if I have a question in my mind, I don't need to call and bug you. I can just listen to it, because...
I don't mind you bugging me.
All right,
We're best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you're my buddy. I have no problem if you call me 55 times tonight.
Aw, thanks. Well, listen, I'm gonna...
I'll sit inside, I'll wait for the moon to come up, and I will talk to you all night. I don't mind.
Well, I really appreciate it. Listen, I'm gonna get some things together. I'm gonna start looking up some, things to try and get her home. And there's just 2 of them?
There's just two of them. Keep in mind, and I'm going to ask you this. Have you served time in the pen for drugs?
No. I have never been in prison
not.
for drugs, no.
Because, I mean, I've been, in my past, I've never been in the pen. So you sound very articulate in the way you speak.
Yes, I can assure you I've never been in prison for drugs.
How many cigarettes? I mean, I've been studying and listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it hasn't sounded like I've heard you puffing on cigarettes either.
No, I'm a pretty good girl.
You're not a smoker.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so keep in mind, when it comes to people, I'm like a scientist, so I have listened to you and stuff. So, and as for the recordings, I mean, I don't. Anne's only going by what she was told about being his daughter, and it's that, and him coming here to our yard and telling her that is the only reason why she went out there to positively ID him, Anna. That's it.
Well, let me work on some things and figure out, what's going to be the fastest.
Well, the fastest is the most important. I think the best thing to do is tomorrow, and here's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, send the girls to UPS, have them pack stuff up, ship it to the house here, with a content list. I have no problem. I mean, I really want to open my heart to you, and there's some pictures that they took of stuff in the apartment, and, I don't know if you have a Facebook page.
I do. And
Anna, I mean, there's part of me wants to trust you with all my heart, and there's part of me that does not want to end up in trouble because you end up being vindictive.
Well, I mean, you're stating that you guys aren't doing.
Nothing's been sold of your father's estate of value, and Riley's only out there because she was told he told her himself that was
right,
his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What the point I'm getting at is there are photos that were taken inside the estate when they got there for their own personal protection.
Right.
So that if somebody says, well, this is missing, no, it's right here.
Okay.
They catalog everything they took off the shelves.
That's good to know, because, that's good to know. And I'd like to know what's missing from, before she got there. So I'll have to look at my...
The computers, every computer was packed up and kept. There was an Apple desktop, an Apple MacBook Air. There were some iPads that were kept. All of that stuff, was not liquidated because of the information that might be contained thereon,
Okay, that's really good to know.
Same
His writings,
cameras.
His writings are extremely important to me.
And I understand that. And the writings, any writings, she went through the collection before she donated it. I don't think she actually found any published work in his house of his.
His published work?
Right.
Yeah.
She went through everything, but you and the unmentioned lady, Mrs. X, seems to think that, I won't say seems to think, they were told by John that he had an extensive amount of work on a flash drive that was taped to the back of the Apple desktop, and the girls have that. And that is very secure and safe. They have never plugged it into nothing. They have never looked at it. They have no idea what's on it. So, if they were treasure hunters and thugs,
Right.
And it seems there's 4 people fighting, wanting, and I asked the girl last night, I said, quote, if I was to give you the flash drive, and you were to take the flash drive, and you were to publish work, would there be any monetary value involved in the production of that work? She lied through her teeth. She freaking lied through her teeth. So evidently, somewhere a publisher may have had an interest in y'all's dad's work.
Yeah, he's never been published. He did have an interest.
She lied through her teeth. I could tell she was lying when she said, oh no, it was just stuff that he wrote about this. And evidently Keith was quite the inspiration for a collaborator. That's a better word.
For which
A
piece?
collaborator on a lot of the work.
Do you have any specific pieces? You know what I think you should do is when you talk to him again, you should ask him for, because I know these things. So you should ask him what specific pieces is he talking about? Because he might be scamming you. This whole situation is just so crazy to me. And it sounds like Keith and
pieces what? Pieces of what are you regarding?
Keith and who? Bill? Was it?
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like
Bill's interest was when something that your father had written about a guy going on a trip to the foreign store. And Riley, she did find it. She did find
strip show?
the particular work.
Strip show, yeah.
Strip show. Okay, cool. See?
Yeah.
So, now, is that a published work?
No, none of his work is published.
So then that was just something they all liked.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Why would they have interest in that? And the next question.
Because it's his words.
How would you even know about that?
Because I'm his daughter. I'm his daughter.
Well, I mean, the backdrop, though, why would that be?
He wrote that from Amsterdam. He went to Amsterdam to the red light district, and no, it's not published.
It's a journal or something.
Yeah, it's his writing. It's not monetary. It means nothing financially.
Help me understand here.
Yeah,
that's what
it doesn't.
Keeping it. So when I say published work, what I should say is I should back up and say a lot of the stuff that Ann has made point in holding on to
is sentimental.
Just simply his thoughts.
Right. It's sentimental value. It has it's all sentimental value for me.
Okay. Because she's a sentimental freak.
Yeah,
this is sentimental.
Yeah, then she'll appreciate this.
Now I understand.
Yeah.
So the work that might be on the flash drive is not about anything more than just a lot of y'all's dad's thoughts.
Right. Yes.
Because I've kept journals. I used to travel via backpack all over I've been in Mexico City. I speak 3 languages. I've traveled by freight train all over. You'd be amazed. Okay, cool.
All right, let me get
the bigger picture.
Yeah. It's not about money for me. It never was.
I'm not saying it was about money. I'm not saying it was about published or unpublished work.
Right.
What it's boiling down to is now a lot of it's just thoughts.
Right.
The journals.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping you put yourself in your father's mindset. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, cool.
All right, listen, I'm going to figure out what I can get going on right now. I'm going to look up some stuff.
Yeah, figure out. And like I say, my goal tomorrow, make a long story short, get these girls, get this stuff packed up, find the cheapest way. I don't know if you can contribute financially to the shipping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me look into that, too. Do you have a way to contact her?
I don't even know who that is calling me right now. And, but just give me a call back. Get a chance. I think that's what I'm calling me now.
All right, perfect.
Bye.
Yeah, baby, I'm sorry.
I wanted the iPad phone.